Back now at 7:43 with what might seem like a ridiculous question. Can Microsoft founder Bill Gates control the weather? Well, according to a patent application recently released to the public, Gates and several other co-inventors seem to think that they can, at least when it comes to hurricanes. NBC's Carrie Sanders is in Miami Beach with the details. Good morning, Carrie.
Well, good morning, Aaron. Residents who live here and across the hurricane zone have to deal with high insurance rates, chaotic evacuations, catastrophic damage, sometimes even death. So while the idea of controlling the weather might sound like science fiction, because billionaire Bill Gates is involved, it's a Category 5 idea that some can only hope comes true.
Just about any hurricane that makes landfall these days is at least $1 billion storm. Because of the damage, the heartache, and perhaps just because of the sheer challenge, scientists have long tried to figure out a way to kill a hurricane. In the 1960s, one hopeful idea seemed promising: tow an iceberg into the hurricane's path. The ice would melt, cooling the ocean waters at the surface. It's those warm 80-degree-plus waters that fuel a hurricane's strength. Now comes Bill Gates. Like the comic book character The Weather Wizard, Gates and a team of scientists have an ingenious plan. Hundreds of barges, almost like big bathtubs, positioned in the path of an oncoming hurricane. As the warm water sloshes over, it feeds down a pipe at least 700 feet to where ocean temperatures can be 40 degrees colder. Up the other pipe, that cold water is pumped to the surface, sapping the hurricane's strength. The director of NOAA's hurricane research is skeptical.
It's plausible, yes. It's possible, maybe. Is it realistic? I can't answer that. I mean, that's not my job. That's their job to demonstrate the attribution, the proof.
With a few simple items,
Put this through here.
Dr. Stephen Leatherman
Go ahead and turn it on.
filled an aquarium with water as if it were the ocean, and then, with a bucket and a tube, demonstrated the physics involved. When the red water in the bucket is higher than sea level, even without a pump, gravity forces it down, just as would happen in those floating barges.
The physics is right, and it would work if we can deal with the scale factor. That's the big thing. I mean, it's going to take an enormous amount of cold water brought up, many thousands of pumps perhaps, and have any effect on a hurricane, because remember how big hurricane systems are.
Still, even those who've been through hurricanes have questions. What would you think if that existed, if we could kill hurricanes?
That we're playing God, so you can't do that.
Now, scientists say if this worked, it would actually disrupt the ocean currents, and so it would impact weather in other parts of the country. How to pay for all of this? Well, we contacted Bill Gates. His spokesman said he had no comment, but there's one theory out there that ultimately insurance companies would pay for a project like this. So, Aaron, I guess it's the policyholders in the end who will fund this if it ever goes forward.
I guess that means you and me and people like that. Carrie Sanders, thank you very much. Well, no matter what you think about it, at least we're lucky to have someone like Bill Gates trying things out and inventing things.